Welcome everybody to another episode of Coffee is for Closer Business Series. I have Alan Eason here. Hi, Alan.
Hey, Dave.
Welcome. And we're going to get to know Alan a little this morning. And we just finished up a networking event here in Knoxville.
Good. Very good.
Thanks for coming. And we had a great time connecting and really sharing trends and things like that. This is really about just you and your business, kind of how you help small businesses. And we want people to understand a little deeper on what that looks like, what that feels like, and if so, you could explain. But before we get into the three questions we always ask, what I'd like to understand, tell everybody a little bit your background, how you got to this point where you really work with small business owners and stuff. So go ahead, share with the group if you don't mind.
Dave, I've been in a lot of things in my life, like most of us have, but I got into computers in the early 80s when the first small computers came out. And then I had several other kinds, and I helped start the second computer club in this part of East Tennessee way back in the early 80s. And even got hired by Texas Instruments for a little while to help teach some classes they were doing while I was going to UT to school, while I was also a part-time minister for a church. So a lot of things like that. But basically, when the internet came along, I got into it in 1995. I used to joke and tell people I helped Al Gore invent the internet. That's just a joke. And so I've had a lot of experience with that. And then over the last 30 years, I've worked with small businesses, but then I ended up working for large businesses, large organizations, national organizations. One year I sent 32 million emails over the course of the year. For
Only 32 million, okay.
Just 32 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we were sending them every day. And the thing that I learned from those is really how to move people. And I've always been a writer. I've always loved to tell stories and to get an audience and captivate the audience about something that's good, something that we all believe in. And so that just blended over into the internet work that I was doing over all those years. And so after I got out of working with large organizations, came back to Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Knoxville area, and decided to start my own consulting bureau. Still have some national clients with big projects that I help on a pretty regular basis, but I want to focus all the rest of my time helping smaller businesses and helping entrepreneurs. Just like I started back in the 80s when Reagan started the whole new entrepreneurial revolution that came about, and I'm seeing it happen again now. So I want to help a lot of those people learn not only smaller tools that they need to have and the smaller tactics and channels and all those things in marketing, but how to captivate an audience, how to tell good stories, how to write. I'm a big believer in email marketing. I have a program I call Lists of Gold, and in that program, we take the email contacts we have. We all have an email list. Very few people use them very well. And we really work with them because actually going back, I used to own a bookstore before the internet came along for 7 years. And I was taught at the retail seminars I went to that your customer list is a golden list. Those are the people who know you. Those are the people who will come back. Those are the people who will give you referrals. Those are the people who will order again and again and again. They're your base. And the other area is social media. And a lot of people think, oh, just put up this or that in social media, it'll be good. And it does, it kind of gets people's attention. But you can tell stories in social media. You can engage like you were sitting around a Thanksgiving table with your extended family and 15 people sitting there, and you can get every eye on you, and you can be talking about things that lift everybody up, as well as what you're doing. You're not just selling something, you're forming a community. Social media is all about building communities. And so that's part of the story too. I help businesses do that.
That's great. Thank you for that backstory. But to keep this concise and to the point, right?
Right.
Of the video, which is, let's start with the number one question. So what's your why? Why are you doing this, Alan? What is your why?
I believe that each of us has a God-given gift. And our purpose on earth is to use that gift to elevate other people as well as to be successful in life with ourselves and our family. But in order to do that, we have to kind of come out of our shell a little bit. So I've always been successful in helping people do that, helping organizations do that. And to me, it's just fulfilling what life's all about. And especially now I'm focused in East Tennessee. That's where I grew up. And I came back here after working in different places around the world. But I believe so much in Tennesseans and in where we live, our countryside, the nature around us, everything is incredible. People are moving here from all over the country. You probably already know that. But for us to be able to then build on all that and really just make our state better, make our cities and our towns better, make our businesses better, make people better, our communities better. That's my why. That's what I like to do.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Number 2, question we ask is, what problem do you solve? I heard a little in your why there, obviously, but bring it home for me on the problem that you're solving here.
Okay, here's the big problem right now. And if you're a business person, especially trying to market online, you face this every day. We are in an information deluge. I used to hike a lot in East Tennessee. We'd stand under a waterfall and it'd be coming down us like crazy. And we loved it, but it was also scary. We are in an information deluge. Every message you put out is being diluted. Attention span has gotten almost infinitesimal now. The problem that needs to be solved, and I'll give you a quick answer, well, a little longer answer and then a quick answer. The longer answer is, I was at a seminar in Washington, D.C., and the lady was teaching was a very well-known producer at CBS News in Washington. And she was talking to us. We were all journalists there. We were all publishers. Some of us internet publishers. And she said, and this was 16 years ago, she said, there is so much information and content out there now, but you know what there isn't enough of? Stories. The world is starving for stories. They can be covered up with information. They're still starving for a good story. So I'll help you find your story and I'll help you tell it in a way that will really resonate. That's probably the best service that I offer. And then I'm also a good project manager. I can help put the whole thing together. I've run large teams up to 20 people in large publishing operations. There's kind of an art. It's like putting together a ballet or a symphony, and then it comes out right. So I help do that too.
Fantastic. All right, number 3.
Okay.
Last question is, when people engage with you, work with you, Alan, what do they experience?
Well, you can go to my LinkedIn. I've got about 25 people that have worked with me or commented on that. But they really like the fact that I manage the team so well. And they like the fact that I am knowledgeable enough in all the different areas, but I don't go too deep because I like to find other people that's their strong suit, that's their skill. And if you're a small business person, maybe you like doing your own website, maybe you like writing your own emails, or maybe you don't have time to do that, whatever. I like to mold it all together so that you do what you like to do. Wherever you need help, I'll find help to bring that out, and together we make something that really resonates.
Great, fantastic. Well, listen, there's a lot of people that are watching that want to understand, hey, this Alan guy is a guy I want to connect with. I appreciate you doing the video again today, but if somebody wants to connect with you, is there a phone number or website you want to give a shout out to what that is so
sure.
people can do that?
A couple of ways you can reach me. One is I do have a website. I'm a consulting business. Right now, I'm pretty much a small shop consultant, but I do a lot on the phone and so forth. I have an office. You can come see me. But it's AE, Alan Eason, aecommunications.net. That's my website. It's got all the contact information. It's got a few forms. I do a free consult call if you want to do a call. I'll even do a free audit. I can take a half an hour and go through your social, your websites, everything you do, your newsletters, and look at it and give you my experienced opinion of where you are and what you need to do, not just to sell something, but really to try and help you understand where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. So that's probably the best way. Also, LinkedIn. I was one of the first people to get into LinkedIn, so I actually got to put my city name. I was working in Annapolis, Maryland for a large newspaper there at the time. So it's LinkedIn/Annapolis. That's me.
Oh, wow, okay.
But you can also do a search for Alan Eason, ALANEASON, and AE Communications, or I think I show up pretty well there. And if you just go on Google, my name's all over the place. I've written for a lot of different organizations. I've got a lot of articles I've written on all sorts of things out there. So you'll find your way to me.
Fantastic. Well, listen, my friend, it was a pleasure having you today on
Dave.
Coffee is for Closers.
Thank you for this. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And we look forward to the new stories that are being told around our wonderful community here in Knoxville. And
Amen.
And you being part of that. And everyone, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next episode of Coffee is for Closer. All right. Bye,
part
everyone.
of the stories.